Hey guys, Big J here, back again in my theory factory this time. I know, strange, I'm not in my single player world. Yeah, I haven't abandoned the series at all. I just kind of have been wanting to focus on my single player for a little bit. However, I have been here testing stuff. I can't wait to show you guys this. Yeah, just doing things I think can apply to my Let's Play series, and yeah. But the thing is, there's some things that I just haven't got to yet in that series, or moreover, I want to go in more in depth about it. And today, that's what I want to do with something to generate a little bit more power, or more, a little bit more of a self-sustaining setup for power. This is something I kind of just stumbled across when I was first testing out different power sources, just like this tree oil from my last theory factory. You know, it's always feels good to be able to make a setup that can just kind of run without you worrying about it, and at the end of the day, it just produces energy, and that's that. Now, really, there's so many ways to set up different power systems. Again, with this tree oil, I'm sure there's a way to completely automate this so that you don't even have to worry. Like, it just generates power. But today I want to do one that's a little bit more compact, and it powers itself, and the net gain of power after it's all said and done for this one little setup will be roughly, I think, 210 RF per tick, which isn't half bad. I believe a small reactor, as in an extreme reactor that is 9 by or 3 by 3 by 3. That will produce 450, and this is in a 2 by 2 by 2. So, or you could basically set it up to be in a 2 by 2 by 2. But anyway, let me just get to this. So what I'm going to call this is my TNT reactor, and it's going to be using explosive generators. The explosive generator works pretty cool. The recipe for it is just a normal furnace generator, just like the culinary one. It's not too much material to make. Definitely needs some iron, but what it burns is gunpowder or TNT. Now, when it comes to those power sources, for 20 seconds, it'll burn gunpowder to get you 64,000 RF, outputting at 160 RF per tick, and TNT is 512,000 RF. But it burns for longer, so on and so forth. I believe at the end of the day, you get a little tiny bit more power if you burn TNT blocks, but for this setup, I'm not looking to make anything that's super complex with crafters or anything along those lines. I just want this to be producing gunpowder and burning it in explosive generators. So, yeah, actually, this is going to be a little bit different. Instead of me having this already set up to talk about, I'm going to actually build it because it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple and straightforward. So the way I'm going to build this, I'm just going to lay it out. It's not going to be in a compact form at all. Obviously, I'm sure there's people out there that love to make the tightest, most neat package when it comes to any kind of setups. But yeah, this one's going to be kind of just lay it out on the ground. So let's start with an Igneous Extruder, and we'll get this producing some cobble, although it will need some energy. So let me go over here. And this is a self-sustaining system. It just needs a little bit of help to jumpstart it. Actually, let's... should I do it like this, or should I... yeah, we'll do it like this. It's fine. I'm sure you guys won't be too... by the end of this, the gunpowder will be going, and you'll see that none of the power drops in any of these machines. So let's get some flux ducts. I thought I grabbed everything I needed, but of course I did not. We'll just use some of these. You can use really low level. You can even use just normal lead flux ducts for this, to be quite honest with you. Alright, so... that has, I forgot I broke that. This has started producing some cobblestone. Now the next piece of equipment we're going to need is a crusher from Mechanism. So I believe it's this one. And I've always had a hard time figuring out what, oh, that was lucky, okay. Ooh, man, these guys are making noises. Let me find a sound muffler, maybe. Let me look here. Muffler. Let me see if this even works. Can you be quiet? Would that be okay? I might just have to. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to go to my settings. Sorry, I forgot that those make a lot of noise. Blocks, I guess. Yeah, cool. Okay, so that is crushing this up and making gravel. The whole purpose behind this is making gravel. Actually, the whole purpose is making gunpowder, which can be made from flint, and so on and so forth. There's totally so many different ways you can get your gunpowder. You can make a mob spawner that kills creepers specifically. You can make a phytogrow setup to grow creeper seeds. You could just make a garden full of creeper seeds, you know, so on and so forth. There's definitely different ways, but this one I thought was pretty cool and pretty fun to set up. So anyway, now that that is crushing gravel, the next thing we are going to use is a crusher from Actually Additions, and we are going to need some of this. Actually, we don't need one on that, do we? Let me go and start pulling some gravel. Okay, so now that that is pulling the gravel that gets produced by this crusher, and it's putting it into this crusher, and the great thing about this crusher is that it has a 50% chance to give me a second flint. So there you go. So which is really good odds, and that's what we want. We want a lot of flint being produced. You could also put this gravel into a auto crafter or assembler of some sort to put 3 pieces of gravel will give you a piece of flint. But I figured this is going to produce me a lot more flint in the long run. So now that that is going, we are going to need another mechanism crusher. This time, you guys can see underneath my messy base here. Let's grab that. I'm gonna make sure that it only pulls out flint. I'm pretty sure that it will, but you just never know. Yes, no, maybe. Did I not do this right? Let's see. Whitelist that. Use meta. Da-da. Maybe I can't pull out of the bottom. It might not like that. Let me try the front, I guess. Again, I know the machines, and I had this set up, but then I tore it down because I was like, oh, I'm not going to get this for a while, and now I'm back at it, right? That's how it always goes. All right, now let's put in some flint. Oh, that's blacklist, whitelist. Come on, baby. Oh, I know what it is. I don't have this taking it in. There we go. So there's a better way to set this up. I keep saying that, but now that it's in the mechanism crusher again, it's going to turn this flint into gunpowder. And there you go. Boom. So the last thing we need to do is set up our TNT generators or explosive generators, whatever you want to call them. And actually, what we're going to do is just throw down that. Here in a second, we can just, these can even, I might even just let them run out of power. Oh, I don't want that. You can just break that. And I'm just going to wait for these guys. Oh, they have a lot of energy, don't they? Oh, because there's so much stored in these. Okay, well, I really want to prove to you guys that this can be self-sustaining, so let's see if that helps at all. Okay, yep, so the power's draining out of this. Power's draining out of that. Same here. The Igneous Extruder, oh, it's because it has a full stack. Let's just take that out. There we go. Now you can see that this is draining. So everything's draining or almost drained. That's drained. it's getting there. Now if we throw, let's see if blue is output, eject is on. So there we go. So now obviously I do have my sound turned off, but you just saw that explode. And actually if you stand here, if you're on the ground, it will hit you. And I'll tell you kind of how that works in a little bit here. So now that this is creating stuff, I can just throw down my energy conduit here to prove to you guys that this is powering and is producing a good amount of energy at the same time. So then really all you got to do is just wait for this to keep producing. It'll just keep making cobble, it'll keep making gravel, it'll keep making flint and gunpowder, and boom, there you go. And it'll just keep on filling up. Now from my tests, without any kind of upgrades to this, this handles 2 generators at once. And to be honest, I might even see, does this, what does this do? Random round robin. Okay. I wonder if that will work. To where it'll put some oh yep, so there you go. So it will send a piece of gunpowder to one of these and send it to the other, and slowly both of these will start filling up. So yes, this setup will only power 2 of them without any upgrades. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't see why you'd really want to put upgrades in these, because they would start using more power. And then I don't know if the power being generated would be enough to, you know, really account for that. So, you know, it might be better just to make a bunch of these setups than it would be to try to upgrade and produce more. But then again, I guess if it's producing more, it could be using more generators. It's up to you guys. I just wanted to show you guys that this works. Another thing you could do also is just produce at least 2 stacks of gunpowder, and then once you get the setup, this part of the setup set up, just put in the 2 stacks, and then this should constantly keep it topped up. So yeah. Again, I know there's a way more efficient way to put this to make this be creating stuff. I might even do a little bit more of a cleaner setup in my Let's Play series. And let me show you guys, there's a couple things here. One more thing. So if we go back to sounds, we'll turn on some, well, we'll turn it all the way up to what it was originally. So for one thing, you will hear that constantly. And then obviously you will hear the mechanism machines making noise unless you turn that off in the configuration. And also, this will hurt you. So if I go into survival mode and I'm just messing around here, you know, just hanging out, it should hurt me. Maybe not. Oh, you just heard it. Yep, just got hurt again. I do have on armor, so that probably is saving me from it. Let me just toss that off. There we go. So you don't want to be hanging out around this without either armor on, but also just noise-wise. You can put in some noise blocks, or to be honest with you, I'd probably just bury this in the ground. I believe the blast radius for these is roughly 10 block radius, or it's a 5 block radius, meaning it's like 11. Let me see here if it'll tell me. No. Well, I you know, as you can see, even just from looking at it, you can see how big the blast radius is on it. So yeah, I would say it's probably 5 radius around it, making it roughly 11 blocks, 11 block square around it. So yeah, I would just probably bury this in the ground somewhere, you know, maybe stack a few of these on top of each other, just bury it down and have either a tesseract or a long cable line just lead up to your base, and you can just leave that thing underground to produce your power for you, and yeah, and let it be. So yeah, so either way, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you liked the idea. Again, I'll probably make this a little bit of a cleaner setup when it comes to my Let's Play series, but I just wanted to get the concept out there and show you guys that, you know, a cyclical energy source that is self-sustaining is definitely something that is possible. So yeah, now you can see this has 8 in it, this has 8 in it, and that started out with 0. There was nothing in there. So this is going to slowly but surely fill up both of these, which I think is great. So either way, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned, and I hope this kind of makes you think about even a better way to make this setup, or how you can automate some other generators or power sources. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you guys later.